Hey there, this is Mike with Manabluff, and I'm finally back, finally creating a video where I get to be drafting some cons of Tarkir. Just a quick little note, I am still comparatively a novice in this format to our friend Ryan, so if you're kind of interested in me stumbling along and making fun of me, then feel free to watch. If you're interested in more in-depth strategy than probably I will be able to provide, then, well, you can hang tight and just watch one of Ryan's videos. Thus far, though, the things I'm seeing, Crater's Claws, fireball type things are always pretty good, and this one is sweet. The other cards I see, I like the dual lands of any sort. I know the Mardu Chieftain is pretty good. Mardu Heartpiercer is actually one I'd probably pick up over that because it's pretty sweet. The charms are all relatively decent. I don't know if you want to pick them up here. The Snowhorn Riders end up going a little bit later, so you can pick them up later, and I love myself drawing cards. I think absent Crater Claws is probably Mardu Heartpiercer, followed by the Horde Chief, and then maybe um, whatever that other card was that I said. I can't believe I already forgot the name of the stuff. Now, what do I choose? This guy isn't all that exciting, so it's a no. I can't even remember exactly what it does, but I know it's just not that great. Secret Plans is kind of fine. I'm going to highlight it right now just because getting it early is actually, I don't want to say it's the key to having the really good morph deck, but getting it early is almost necessary because then you can start building your deck around there. I didn't. I passed the Chieftain and I guess in the Aspirant. I don't know if the Aspirant's a warrior or not, but just keep those in mind. There's warrior. This thing I didn't know it was a warrior, but it's pretty sweet warrior. Smite the Monstrous is meh. It's okay. Um, Overall, this pack is actually not that great. I'm somewhat tempted to just take the Scoured Barons, but I think I've seen the strength of the Secret Plans type deck, and I guess I'll take it here. Plus, that's an easy enough splash that I'm not too angry about taking it. Whew. I know the Bloodsucker is pretty good, but do I want to be into a fourth color thus far? I don't see any good morphs. This is fine, but I'm not going to pick it up here. There's a Dismal Backwater. Killshot is okay, especially if I do want to be in, I guess, some control type deck. Um, Five color Secret Plans. I guess I start taking the Dismal Backwaters. Someone in the couple to packs to the left of me can pick up the Disowned Ancestor. It's got the Barons is underwhelming. The Prowler is underwhelming. This I'm not going to pick up. I think it is just the Dismal Backwater. Let's go crazy here, ladies and germs. Let us go crazy. Um, well, if I'm going to be in that kind of deck, guess I should start picking up morphs. Singing Bell Strike I know isn't all that great. I'm going to highlight the Snowhorn Rider just because it's pretty sweet, and it's foil. I mean, aside from everything else I'm about to say, or I have previously said, I think the foil card always just takes priority. Highland Grazer or Highland Game is actually pretty good, and I could see it being the proper pick just because I'm going to want some way to hold off the ground, at least initially. Once again, the Dismal Backwater is going to be pretty sweet too. I know the Water Whirl is pretty good, but I don't know if that's necessarily. The double blue isn't going to be all too great. Monastery Swiftspear, I'm not going to be doing that. Meandering Town Shell is too dirtly even for me. I guess in this deck, maybe not. Um, sure, the Sagu Archer's fine, but Snowhorn Rider's a really decent one. Oh, that's a pretty late Aerostorm. There's a Force Away, which is great. A Wetland Sandbar and a Rush of a Battle. Jeez, there's a bunch of really good cards here. Um, so given the kind of start that I've already had, I'm still tempted to take this Force Away. I know Force Away is really good, and I mean, what else do I see? I guess if I wanted to be more of a base red, seeing a pretty late Aerostorm is actually quite good. I already do have the Crater's Claws, and I guess it kind of fits into this three color deck. So the question is here, do I feel like a Force Away or an Aerostorm is better? There wasn't really much good red that I was passing except for the Pack 1 Warname Aspirant. So, hmm, I think I'm talking myself a little bit into the Aerostorm, which is kind of crazy for me. But hey, you're gonna have to do it sometime. And well, not much exciting things really happening. The more I think back, the more I'm like, Aerostorm is probably the pick, or Force Away is probably a little bit better. Um, Kin Tree Invocation, it's pretty sweet, but I think I've missed a little bit of that boat. I'm probably a little far down the red path to jump into this. I don't even necessarily know if I'm blue-green. I could just take the Highland game because it's decent. Um, and I do have some greens cards, so I might be playing green anyway. Yeah, I've convinced myself. I could take the, obviously I could take the, whatever those other things were, but they're not that great. The Rush of Battle isn't all that great by itself, and the Horde Chief is fine, but I'm far less likely to play white than I am any of these other colors. Ride the Serpent is fine. Not the kind of black card that's going to cause me to jump even this late. It's just about where it should be going. Become Immense is actually quite sweet, and I guess I could do it, right? Untap another whenever another permanent enters the battlefield. Um, Turn one is, I guess, when you have to get that, but Become Immense it is. I could have taken the 2-drop, the Smoke Teller, but whatever. I'll have enough. I'll have access to some other 2-drops. Plus, Become Immense is kind of just sweet. Uh, Team or Charm. Cool. So it seems as if I'm in the right kind of color combination. The secret plans might not be doing all that much, which is, that's okay. Um, sure. Ooh, wow. So, question here. Do I want to just. I'm so tempted to take the Sweet Fate just because I like this kind of. Oh, just any of this kind of madness. I could just. Actually, I mean, if I end up taking the Wii Fate, I could be blue red, or base blue red, splashing the green. Which isn't all that great. Alternatively, I could take Awaken the Bear and be blue green, splashing the red. Take Awaken the Bear. The reason I took Awaken the Bear there is because even though I'm not the biggest fan of some of the combat tricks, having access to one of these, plus some combination of the various removally type or direct damage type spells could end up putting away the game. Um, and I guess I'm on path to kind of make a somewhat bigger deck, so we'll see there. I don't know if I'll be Trumpet Blasting, then again, I don't know if I'll be Kieran Tree Warden. Secret Plans kind of pushes me a little bit towards Kieran Tree Ward, or whatever that guy is, so I'm going to take it. And here, I'm not going to have the appropriate mana to be able to cancel. Then again, I'm looking. There's a lot of green here. I'm looking less red, but I have a feeling my red is just really good. I'm not going to not play it. Yeah, my red is sweet. Sure, whatever random card I ended up getting was probably fine. I could have taken Scout the Barrens or even the land. Interesting. Meandering Town Shell. Tower Shell. I really don't even think this is going to be all that great in what I want to be doing, so I'm just going to take the Sagu Archer. And Windstorm is actually sweet. That's a pretty decent enough sideboard card. But back to this Feed the Clan pick. It could have been whatever card. It really doesn't matter. I guess Scout the Borders was technically better than Feed the Clan, but I get what you're gonna do, right? Um, well, I would like to pick up a little bit of fixing. That would be sweet. I didn't see all too much in those packs. There was the one, maybe two. Ooh, Serac. That seems decent. Especially if I'm in those colors. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna take that. Siege Rhino. The person to my right is gonna be like, damn. It's fine though. It's actually only one of the colors that I'm in, so I'm not even that angry. Yeah, definitely gonna start having to pick up some fixing. But back to the fixing question for the previous pack. There was one Rugged Highlands early, and I picked something else decent over it. There was a Scoured Barrens in the packs, and then maybe one or two of the red-black ones, but not much else otherwise. What else? I'll take begrudgingly a Glacial Stalker when it comes back around. I'd like a Smoke Teller because I am going to start needing more of that things. Become Immense, not particularly exciting to have a second one, but sure, I'll take it. Um, and otherwise, the pack is meh. It's okay. The Mardu Horde Chief is one of the better cards. Serac it is. Okay. Well, geez. Uh, man, this is a pack. Um, well, good thing I'm getting past these things because I passed a somewhat okay cards to the person who's in to my left. I thought they would be more so in Warriors. Um, and it's actually kind of decent that I'm also passing these cards. I guess maybe someone like on the other side of the table is just going to get rewarded with all these pretty sweet warrior cards. But back to where I'm at. Okay, so this is actually quite difficult. I could have another Arrow Storm, which is good, but I think actually the least good out of the other two picks were Mardu Heartpiercer and the Frontier Bivouac. Foil points for Frontier Bivouac, but in reality, I think a Heartpiercer might be the better card. It's just really good, like really good. But I'm so tempted to take the Bivouac, just because it's going to help fixing so much more. Ugh. Yeah, Bivouac it is. I'm pretty sure that was wrong, and that the Heartpiercer is better. But I I think I want to say that's a lot closer than it is in reality. I think the Aspirant was better, but I definitely don't mind the Bivouac plus foil points, right? Scaldkin, no thank you. Woolly Loxodon is actually halfway decent, but I think the Alpine Grizzly is going to serve me a little bit better. Maybe I get a Woolly Loxodon to come back around. There's some pretty decent cards in this pack. Actually, the Woolly Loxodon isn't going to come back around. This will get taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it'll get taken. But Alpine Grizzly it is. We very well might not be playing Secret Plans, which is somewhat unfortunate, but ugh, what the hell? Jeez, jeez, someone is gonna have just a nasty Warriors deck. So, well, time to stay back on our plan anyway. Um, I could take the War Shrieker. It's just pretty good in general. Leaping Master is just going to be a 2-1 in this deck, which is pretty fine. I'm base blue red, or pardon me, red green, with some blue stuff. And then again, I could just take the Saltwater Cliffs, so that's certainly a thing. So the question I have to lead myself to is Saltwater Cliffs for the fixing. It's getting to the point where the splash is going to be free. A Leaping Master just a rando 2-1, which is kind of underwhelming, or the Mardu Warshrieker. I'm actually more tempted for the Mardu Warshrieker than the Leaping Master, but I think the Saltwater Cliffs is a little bit better. And oh look, the Woolly Loxodon. Jeez, I want one, two, nah, not so much this. One, two, three. I mean, it's the Ice Feather Aven, because even if I can't play it on 2 or 3, its card's just good. Um, I would love the Sagu Archer. Treasure Cruise is fine, especially on the splash. That would be great. And the Woolly Loxodon would actually also be pretty sweet. Just because, I mean, not that I'm going to have to worry about needing big things, because, damn, this guy's going to be sweet. Ice Feather Raven it is, though. Um, wow, okay. Well, if I was a little bit more blue, I'd take the Wind Scout, just because any flying is going to be good, but I know I'm way more red-green. Uh, actually, let's look at the red cards. I could see myself just not even playing arrows. Get over here. I don't know why that's not working. Whatever. Um, I could see myself actually not even playing Aerostorm for just mana considerations and be blue-green. And then taking the Jeskai Wind Scout. Alternatively, Tuskguard or the Hooting Mandrills. I don't have many ways to put counters, so the Hooting Mandrills it is. Wow, another Altar of the Brood. I could see it being the Outlast guy, but like I said, I don't have that many ways to deal. Pardon me, to put counters on things, and I'm kind of making the choice to stay more red, um, taking an Aerostorm over a Jeskai Wind Scout. Also, the fact that I haven't really seen all too much blue, so considerations to make. I think one Bloodfire Mentor, even if I end up not playing it, is better than a Kintree Warden. I'm certainly not going to be playing any of these white cards. I could hate a Smite the Monstrous because it kills a bunch of my things. Yeah, I'll just hate a Smite the Monstrous. And look, because there's a Bloodfire Mentor that ends up coming around. I have one Become Immense and 2 total Delve cards. The question I mean, Become Immense is quite good. I could just take another 2-drop, which is also going to work quite well in my deck. I don't want another one of these, but the question is, I don't know if I'm going to be able to be doing that month's Immense coming. Yeah, curve consideration, I'm just going to take the 2-drop. I feel it's going to be better, and this makes me a little sad, but what you going to do? Jeez. When I clicked this and said jeez, I meant Jeez. But I'll take the, I guess, another 2-drop. This is just fine. And I have my other morph type things are better. A more for a Scaldkin. This card is underwhelming at best, so I guess I take Scaldkin. Oh, cool. Ended up getting the Shrieker anyway. Banner, if I end up going super big. Oh, look at Briber's Purse. And like, there's 2 altars in the deck, or in the pool, in the draft. I just need a way to get it back to my hand and then mill my opponents out. Okay, well, let's start sorting this and see what it looks like. Okay, not particularly excited. Oh, well, I think you just take the Planeswalker. Um, yeah, Soren's a couple tickets, and I'm definitely gonna take it. The interesting thing is there's nothing in this pack for me. Like, there's nothing exciting whatsoever. I'm not a Trumpet Blast type deck. Scaldkin, I don't even really want to play. I'm not white. Banners or whatever. Jungle Hollow, it's off color. Hooting Mandrills, I already have one. It's good, and this is the card I would pick. Off color, not white. This isn't going to be working. Off color. Jeez. Well, it's going to be Soren for a ticket value, and whatever ends up coming back around, I guess I'll get. I guess we can move the secret plans over to the side now. What morphs do we have? 1, 2, 3 morphs? 4, maybe? Oh, Hooded Hydra is quite good. Hooded Hydra is actually sweet. So the multiple mythic deck I'd gladly take. I'd play another Teamer Charm, that's also quite good. Um, yeah, but definitely the Hooded Hydra. It's pretty easy there. Hmm. Now I do have some choices though. Bring Low is actually a fine removal spell, and I guess Teamer Charm is technically a removal spell, potentially. Aerostorm is, I have Crater's Claw if I need to, but I think Bring Low will solidify me and put me in a pretty good spot. Alternatively, the Longshot Squad is actually quite good as well. But what do I have in the force? Actually, in the area of force, I don't have much. Tormenting Voice is pretty good. I have a couple Delve cards, so I could see that also being a thing. But actually, I think Bring Low is just enough better that I'm going to want to play it. Now the question is, none of these cards Mind Swipe? I'm not going to be able to play it. How many blue sources, or how many blue cards do I have? 4 blue cards? This would make it a 5th blue card with 2 blue sources thus far. I really don't want any of the other cards. There's no artifacts I'm really concerned about destroying, so Shatter doesn't really make it there. Take Up Arms, sure. Okay, I know someone's gonna have a Sweet Warriors deck. That's fine. I've come to accept that. Really, none of these other cards. So I guess I could take Wide Swipe if I play against some sweet control deck. Um, Definitely Burn Away though. That's a removal spell I am not upset about having at all. Yes, of course. There's another Alpine Grizzly. Sure, that's fine, and another Highland Grazer. Oh, geez, man, the morph deck would have been pretty sweet. I mean, not like the Trail of Mystery is the end all be all of sweet morph cards, but just when you happen to have it, this is the one. Certainly, Secret Plans is better, but if you also have another morph type fun card, this is one you want to have. Um, Sort converted mana cost. Question: is there a chance that I get the other Tormenting Voice back? Because I would take the Alpine Grizzly then. Tormenting Voice will actually be pretty sweet in the deck. I do have the Become Immense, so it's pretty good. Crippling Chill, I want to try and avoid blue and keep it to as much of a splash as possible, so yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Geez, I could have just all of the 2-drops. 6 2-drops. Maybe even cut the 1-drop, because having all those 2-drops means I don't need it. Incremental growth, though. That's pretty spicy. This might not even have to be an 18 lander. Like, the curve isn't all that high. Treasure Cruise, though. Ugh, just to get me out from. Nah, incremental growth is good enough where I'm just going to take it. Here's a natural eyes for the board. Oh, and this was that pack that I took Soren out of. Jungle Hollow. See, this is the point where I'm just want to start cutting cards from people. I could take the Jungle Hollow to hurt someone's fixing. Bitter Revelation's actually probably the best card here. Yeah, I'll take the Bitter Rev. Act of Treason, sure. Ah, awesome. Got a Tormenting Voice out of it anyway. And see, I end up getting a Shatter. Actually, take the Ramparts because that's an actual card. And Quiet Contemplation. So, it looks like the deck is here, and actually kind of might be a little short on playables. Because what, this puts me at 22 cards? I just play 18 lands? I've got big things. I do want to. I have a bunch of fives. I want to get to five. Yeah, 18 lands seems okay. 13 creatures is a little bit low. I'm going to be playing slightly more of a controlling deck. I guess incremental growth isn't as great when you only have 13 dudes. So, thing to note. Sure, Lens of Clarity. That's fine. What? This would have been a War Name Aspirant. That's a 4. Okay, well, we'll see if that ends up making a better. I guess if I'm going to hedge against anything, Crater's Claws means that one extra land is a little bit better. So, alright, cool. I do want to play my 5s on 5, I guess. Seems good. What do I not want to play? Oh, this is also a morph. Alright, well, I'll be back in just a second after I've built the deck. Alright, sorry about that. Still kind of have a, not kind of, still getting used to the new system, and hopefully it is conducive to better drafts. The cuts that I have made from what we initially saw, 13 creatures, and kind of with the way the creatures are, isn't really enough to justify the incremental growth. Even though this card is super powerful, I feel like the way the deck is, some of my dudes are going to want to trade off. I have a bunch of the removal spells. It's not in the same. I don't have the kind of deck where I just put some dudes, kind of hold down the ground, make them big, and then swing. I'm going to, use my removal spells to kill things and maybe win with like a big Crater's Claws. Once again, Crater's Claws is kind of why I sided towards 18 lands, even though I could justifiably play 17. I guess there's also not another card that I want, so the 18th land is a little bit better. Like, I don't want to play the Mind Swipe. I'm really not necessarily going to have it on when I want to have it. Actually, that being said, I could just cut the land because I am playing the Teamer Charm or Teamer Banner. Bigger mana. Actually, wow. Now that I talk about this again, what did I want? I brought in the Teamer Banner over something. Oh, this is also why I'm playing Awaken the Bear, because my dorky dudes, it's just another way to kind of get them through. Hmm. Hmm. I don't have enough things for Secret Plans, so that's not good. These are fine enough sideboard cards. I guess I could just bring in the Kin Tree Warden. It's another morph. Um, Nothing else. I could play the Scaldkin, I guess, over the Teamer Banner. These are all kind of underwhelming. I've kind of convinced myself against Teamer Banner and then maybe Mind Swipe, because that gives me it's 4 blue sources for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue cards. Actually, no, that's not exciting at all. My mana is fine. I have 9 green sources and then 6 red sources, 7 red sources, 8 red sources with these two, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 blue sources. I guess the other thing, like I said, I could bring in it's the Kin Tree Warden. 18 lands is fine. I could bring out a land and then play both Mind Swipe and Teamer Banner. If I cut a land, it maybe Mountain, but no, Teamer Banner is fine. But now the question is, I don't need to be playing 18 lands plus Banner. I guess I could. It's not going to hurt. Plus, these are my colors, so I'll be able to cycle it. Yeah, that's fine. I'm submitting. Alright, here we go. Into round 1.